Welcome all of my friends to the program Couch Pilots. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but every last single one of my friends call me the Black Benetton, and by my side, as per usual, is my ethnically diverse homeboy. It's Philip Ressisher. Good evening, Captain.
I like that. I'm ethnically diverse.
We're all mutts here in the United States, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, it was funny because this weekend, Garrett is very
racist.
No.
Okay.
No, he's very into his lineage because
Oh yes, I did hear him talk about that.
He knows his mother's side very much so, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, what are you?" And I'm like, "I'm a lot of things."
You ever do this? Like, oh, you do that?
Kind of, yeah.
My daughter's kind of in that. She's always asking me what we were saying. So we're British, and we're German, and we're Irish. And I was like, I guess.
I think it's because they're trying to figure out who they're going to hate when they become adults.
It's really good to get that in front of you early on, and then make that a life focus.
Right. Which ethnicities do I dislike? Here at Couch Pilots, we love all of them.
And you know why? Because, again, you turn off the lights, and they all look the same.
Yep, they turn off lights, they all glow to the extreme.
We've been exposed to so much radiation as a people that we all glow in the dark.
Right. Yeah, we love everybody at Couch Pilots. We never discriminate for any reason. And
we love Puerto Rican women.
Yeah.
We love Australian women.
Oh, yeah. Asian women.
I was trying to think of like the ethnicities of the listeners that we know.
Oh.
There might be an Asian woman. Hello, Asian lady.
Hello, one Asian lady listens.
Hello.
We like women from the UK.
Mm-hmm. ROCK in the UK, right?
That's my favorite.
But yeah, that's interesting that your child is interested in that. Because there could be a lot worse things.
Oh, yeah. He could be like, how do you summon the devil?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I tell you what, listen to the next week's show if you want to learn how to summon the devil.
Exactly. A little foreshadowing there. I was so scared.
Are you scared of the devil?
Am I scared of the devil?
Yeah.
No, I'm scared that I wouldn't be able to fight off his
advances?
His deals. His deals.
Because he's the king of deals.
Right. Well, the devil went down to Georgia.
Right.
He was looking for a soul to steal.
And
he was in a bind because he was way behind.
I don't know the word.
He was willing to make a deal.
How heavy do you think a golden fiddle would be?
I would think that would be very heavy. It would be very hard to play. But you know what? A lot of times I feel as though I'm a desperate man.
And so you would take a devil's deal.
Just trying to get through life. And I'm conflicted because I find it that I don't know if I have the wherewithal to abstain from taking the devil up on his deal.
Okay, I need two examples from you now. Like, what's a deal from the devil you wouldn't take, but would be kind of enticing? And then what's a deal from the devil you'd be like, oh, man, I think I have to make a deal with Beelzebub himself?
Well, the easy one is, which one would you take?
What do you mean?
Which deal would I take? You want an example of both?
Yeah.
Well,
the one you would take. I'm sorry.
Right, the one I would take is definitely being on new and noteworthy on iTunes.
Oh, wow.
I would take that deal.
So that's kind of a impossible, that never come to fruition. So it's easy to say, yes, I would take that deal if something like that would never happen.
I think if I would say no if he offered me like some sexy like woman to like be at my beck and call.
So the deal. So you have deals where you receive something, but the deal is he would receive something too.
He gets my soul. He gets my soul.
Okay. I didn't know if like you had to like rake his yard or like
No, it's always the soul. He's all about the soul.
What's your soul worth? You think on the devil market
right now?
Sure.
On a scale of 1 to 7?
Yeah, that's a good scale.
I'd say it's worth about a 3.
Oh, a 3? That's not very good.
No, it's
a poor soul.
You
poor unfortunate soul.
I have been beat down to utter dismay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with me? What isn't wrong with me?
Only the devil knows.
I think the weather is. I think I was like all winter long. I stockpile all this negative emotion, and I think I can get rid of it when the sun shines.
Right.
And with the sun not shining and not getting warmer, I'm feeling it's harder to hold on to all this stuff because it's a bigger pile than I was expecting to have.
You're totally right. I was just last week. We had a nice day, and I remember I went into work and it was about like 50 degrees. And honestly, if it's between 45 and like 50 degrees in the morning, to me, that's perfect.
Sure.
And then it warms up about maybe 60, 65.
It's your sweet spot.
Mwah. But I went to work that morning, and I felt...
Thank you for the kiss, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Back to back, baby. I felt invigorated.
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt vitalized, revitalized, and then vitalized again after experiencing the sunshine and the warmth of the day.
It's vitamin D. That's what it is. It's all about the vitamin D.
And here we are, just a week or two later, and it's freaking 35 degrees in mid-April. 2018 is ruined.
It's definitely ruined. I spent all this money to get the yard up and running and the pool up and running, and I feel as though I've wasted all that money.
I don't think you did, but you're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor as soon.
No.
Is it raining?
I think it's raining in here.
Is it raining?
I think so.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, though, 2018, just stay cold the rest of the year.
You know what? Fuck it.
Mother Nature, you done fucked up. You done fucked up. The year's ruined.
I think this is that noises we heard.
It was a rainfall?
No, I think it was Satan.
Oh, Satan interference?
Yeah, I think he's coming into maybe.
He doesn't like that we have.
No, he's probably saying, "Oh, they want to do some bidding."
Well, if we did get Satan is pretty well known, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we got him on the show in whatever form, even if it's to take one of our souls away, I think that'd be a pretty good get for the show.
I think so. It'd be a great interview. I mean, we could hashtag it Satin on Twitter.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you okay?
No, something's screwed up. Here, I'm gonna pass.
It's Satan.
Satan is screwing up the tablet.
Shit, it's Satan.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Like I said, he's a big celebrity. Everyone knows who he is. He's kind of like some people get famous today.
And all of our promos are in red.
Oh my god!
On our tablet, it is Satan.
Oh, Satan!
Be gone with you. We have a flight to take. I'm afraid to go up in this plane because Satan is here.
Get behind me, Satan!
I love satin. That's some stupid shit.
Look, I tell you what's not some stupid shit. The other day, I spent 3 hours learning the fine art of CPR.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know if you saw that email to where we had to, part of the federal regulations for us to take flight is at least one of us had to know CPR.
Well, I know you weren't available, but this is the first time we haven't taken a CPR class together. And I know we always like to perform the Heimlichs on each other. And
the mouth to mouth.
It was real weird for you not to be there. I had to Heimlich myself.
You had to Heimlich?
Yeah, I had to Heimlich myself.
I was going to say it. Oh my God, it's Satan again.
It's the devil. It's the devil's audio. Oh my God, Satan. Hey, Satan, we apologize. If you come here right now and leave our audio be, we will give you Blake Clayton himself on a silver platter.
We could be in trouble for the night.
Oh, you think so?
Possible.
Uh-oh. That's a bummer. What do you think that is? Is that just connections?
Yeah, I think it's going out. I think it's Satan. That's what I think it is.
The devil. Well,
I don't know what to do. We'll just barrel through it. We'll fight Satan.
Okay.
His majesty.
Should we cut for a second and then we'll take a look at it?
No.
All right.
We don't ever cut.
All right.
Kick it into high gear.
Something they didn't teach me at CPR class was what CPR means.
Cardiopulmonary respiration. Pretty close.
Checks out with me.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. That's it.
If you say so, man. I don't know.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, it's fine. It's probably the least important part, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, once you're there, you're there.
If there's a guy who needs CPR and I'm standing over him, and the only thing I remember is what the acronym stands for, then what good is that? I should know the procedures.
Right. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Resuscitation.
I was close. I got the letters right.
You got the let out. I'd like to think that if my metal was tested, I'd be able to save a life.
You think so?
Sure.
But I don't have enough confidence in. I don't have enough consonance in myself to be able to do that.
They say it's okay to break bones when giving CPR.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, I hear a lot of people somebody goes to save somebody's life and breaks a rib or something, and then they get then those people go after them for damages.
If I saved someone's life and I broke their bones and they came after me, I would kill that person.
What is your final grade, dude? I mean, did you pass so we can take a flight, or?
I did pass. I printed up my card today. It's an
Okay.
e-card now.
Oh.
They don't send you a card in the mail because they think it's a waste when people lose it. So you have to print it up from an email.
And so then you just like put it on your phone and like in the like picture area.
Yep, you take a picture of it and then you glue it to the back of your phone, and then that's
Got
it.
it.
And then people know that you're certified, and they come to you in an emergency and ultimately sue you.
Yeah, we're gonna get sued. I can see it now. It doesn't bother me though.
Oh, I don't care. What are they gonna take from me, huh?
Yeah, not our new and noteworthy. That's for sure.
Oh, amen to that. Do you have any new and fan feedback?
Oh, I got tons of fan feedback.
I got one too.
Well, let's do yours first because yours is longer.
Ooh, boy, no one's ever said that to me when comparing to you before.
Where's that rim shot?
Da-dunk-chink. Did I do it right?
Dunk-dunk-a-chink.
This is an email.
Dunk-a-chink.
No. We love all ethnicities. Remember the top of the show? My daughter's an Asian lady. You fuck.
No, I thought it was ironic.
You motherfucker.
I digress.
Let me can I do a quick shout out now that I'm thinking about it right now? If you ever have you ever go to SoundCloud?
No, I don't go to SoundCloud.
It exists. You can go there, and there's a new podcast there called Knockabout. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard part of it. I'm going to listen to the rest at a later time. But it's a friend of the show. Actually, not a friend of this show. Jacob's never been on this show.
No.
But old friends of IBWIP. Jacob's, I think, has been on Broken Funny One, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And IBWIP, Chase Martin and Jacob Nelson.
Yeah. They have a new podcast out. I told them I would not listen to it until it's on iTunes. So they're just waiting. By now, it should be out on iTunes by now because they're just waiting for you have to get approved.
Yeah.
And they didn't wait to release it until they got approved. They were so excited about doing the show that they released it prior to approval.
Yeah, SoundCloud is not the preferred format
No.
for me. I've tried it, and I don't like it.
I don't like it.
But I do like emails. Couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. You can go directly there, or you can go to our website, couchpilotspodcast.com, and you can send us an email direct from there. This is from Chris. He's one of our Patreon subscribers, and he sent us a nice little email. This is nice. It's a nice treat when someone reaches out, and emails are usually long, and this one is.
Yeah, this is actually the first email from a fan that we have received.
So all of our voicemails come through the email, but nothing is as intricate as this. We've had people involved with the show send us emails.
Sure,
but this is the first real in-depth piece of fan feedback.
And there's an ocean between us, so that's probably why he sent it via email as opposed to calling in because it probably was super expensive.
Yeah, I agree. Dear Blake and Jason, congratulations on your podcast, a constant source of delight, enjoyment, and education.
In constant delight and education.
Education.
I can already tell this email is going to go to my head, and I love it.
I'm a little behind in my listening, so I get to hear multiple consecutive episodes over short periods, normally during my long commute to work. I'm now partway through the Earth Angels podcast, having recently enjoyed your thoughts on Boo Boo Runs Wild.
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a while. The name of the email or the subject is Jason Runs Wild.
Oh, I got it.
This is kind of a delight for me.
Oh yeah,
because usually you do the social media stuff and people like talking to you. People usually don't like talking to me.
No, nobody. They actually a lot of times I leave it out, but they say in their message or like, please don't tell Jason.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get that. I totally get it.
But this is all you, man. I love it.
It kind of is, and it's really
a little pat on the back.
Tap tap. Listening to a run of podcasts in quick succession, recorded by you guys over a period of several months, I've noticed something that's puzzling me. Sometime around the middle of 2016, Jason's belching went up a gear, and has continued at the same level ever since. Prior to this, your listeners were only exposed to what I would describe as low-level flatulence with Blake, the main perpetrator.
So I fart.
Yeah, you do a little from the north and from the south.
Yeah, it's been a time or two where I've done it. I can say that I'll go ahead and admit I've farted, I've burped, and I've ate food while we've recorded.
Pizzas, egg sandwiches, right, and the like.
McDonald's.
As I'm still more than a year behind on your show, can you tell me if I can expect to hear burping at quite the same intensity in the episodes to come, or explain what has caused it? A change in Jason's diet, perhaps? Stress brought on by the latest U.S. election cycle? Or maybe the long-term effects of traveling at high altitudes? I'm a bit concerned that this may have remained unaddressed ever since, And that in a matter of a few weeks, I'll catch up with you and hear a podcast in which Blake sadly announces that Jason has finally burped himself inside out, thus bringing Couch Pilots to a premature end. Yours in concern, Chris.
Wow, Chris, thank you very much. First of all, I will die before Jason, and then he will quit doing the show. So there will,
A sweet release for both of us.
Exactly. I will finally die and be out of my misery, and you will finally have to stop being over here every Monday.
Yeah, my Monday nights will be free, and I can get back to Bunko.
Your burps, from where he's at, episode-wise, your burp intensity goes up. So he should expect a lot more.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's. What do you think that's from?
Well, I got an answer in the email. I got a response to him. Look at you, setting me up.
I was a volleyball star.
Chris, hello, my friend. I, Jason, am happy to report that I'm dictating this email to DSJ just outside the captain's lounge on my way to the tarmac and not from beyond the crypt. You mentioned being charmed by our humble little shill on several fronts, most importantly, in my mind, educationally. Concerning my escalating gaseous eruptions, there are several things you must keep in mind. First, you see, the gastrointestinal tract is a fickle mistress, one that I have lain with on many an occasion. The past year and change has seen my intake of beer stuffs increase from 0 beers to many beers, ultimately affecting my gutty works. But it's not just alcohol alone that has elevated my burp game, it's also my complete disregard for professionalism. Don't get me wrong, Chris, when I started podcasting as a boy, I wanted to follow in the footsteps of dignitaries such as Dan Rather, Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings, and Wendy Williams. But time, and sadly yes, our current election cycle, has me more on par with the likes of Geraldo Rivera, Maury Povich, Mario Lopez, and even Wendy Williams. We here at Couch Pilots Podcast genuinely appreciate your attention to detail, and I hope I have thoroughly answered all of your questions. Know that in the next year worth of episodes you are to consume, many wonders and, yes, belches await you. There are so many failed pilots out there in the ether that only Blake discovering the affair that I'm having with his wife could put a stop to our program. Thank you. It would be fine.
It'd be fine.
Water off your back. Thank you so much for listening, and please tell your friends so we can up our listenership to 9 downloads a week. Formal regards, Jason. P.S. The pachinko machines are working overtime, but know that frequent flyer points are accumulating.
Yes, and he sent us such a wonderful email. I have already looked into the pachinko machine, and he now along with being a Patreon supporter, which gives him ungodly amounts of points.
That's a multiplier in itself.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give him 500,000 frequent flyer points.
Wow. And there's some more back and forth there, but that's the meat of it.
Sure.
I think that's
it's great back and forth. And if you email us, we'll be happy to back and forth with you.
Absolutely.
It's like tennis.
Yeah. I'm Bjorn Bjorg.
You look like her.
Her?
Was it a him?
John McEnroe.
Ah, you do look like him.
Don McEnroe.
Donatello, even.
So you've got some fan feedback, right?
Yeah, I got tons of fan feedback, baby.
Lay it on me, brother.
This is all heel versus face. Kevmo Slice says, at CouchPodsPod, hashtag Rogue One versus Dwayne Wade. Very good. Again, on our Facebook, for Season 13, Episode 1, Changing Patterns, Kevin Clark says, toward the end of this episode, Captain Rest Assured told me I shouldn't watch this pilot. Too late. Also, if you do unveil any new rules, please use this music, and it was the real-time with Bill Maher intro music.
You got that handy?
No.
Did he send you a link?
There's a link, but this is a screenshot. I would never ever be able to get through all these if I didn't just screenshot them.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's something very special about Kevin is that he watches the pilots.
Yeah, and I don't know why he saw. That's a whole. We've talked about this. The whole reason we do this show is so people don't have to.
I think I know why he does it. He does a lot of traveling, and I think after a while you can only go to so many cool places in the towns you've been to. Many times.
You're in a hotel room. You got your boxer shorts on. You got yep.
You beat off a couple times. You're in your refractory period. You want some entertainment. I get it.
Season 13, Episode 2, which is The Omen. Our good friend Dee Dee from Down Under pushes on Facebook. She says, hashtag love you monkey fungus. Monkey fungus. And then the picture says, keep calm and love you sick monkey.
Monkey fungus.
Yes. You know what? I love when I love when our listeners like get little tidbits that we do during the show.
Oh, absolutely, and then latch onto that. Yeah,
Right. We have so many. Do you want to do a couple more? We
yeah.
have
Hit
so
me
many.
with one more.
Hit me with some more. We'll save this for the next one. This is from The Importance of Seeing Ernest on Twitter at Seeing Ernest.
Oh, I know that show.
At CouchPodsPod. Many unborn babies died to bring us this information. Hashtag Rogue One versus Wade.
Do you get
Great
that
stuff.
reference?
Yes.
Yeah, look at you.
We'll do one more. Nope, we're going to save it. We'll do one more.
Okay.
I got a message from Dee Dee. And again, Dee Dee writes into the show quite often.
Totally.
We love her to death. The frequent flyer, we don't even give her any frequent flyer points anymore because they're automatically put into her account.
She's got a per diem every
we don't
month.
announce them because if we announce them, then some other listeners will be like, "Hey, why is she getting more?" Well, like it's obvious.
Like going through all of that just now is almost counterintuitive.
Yeah, very much so. Monday nights are the best nights of the week. Whatever mood I'm in, whatever mood I'm in doesn't matter because as soon as the Wings theme song comes on, I am transported to a happy place. The calm voice of Captain Black fills me up with joy, while Captain Rest Assured reminds me that the world can be a really great place. Thank you for introducing me to Lori, one of the most beautiful people I know. XXXOOXXX, parentheses, boobs in the middle of the porno.
Boy, she's great.
Love her to death.
We've connected two frequent flyers.
And actually, to be honest with you, those two people are closer than we are with Dee Dee in regards to mileage.
Yes, you're right.
Because California and Australia is only like 3 blocks away from each other.
Is that it?
Yeah.
And is that it for fan feedback?
For now, yeah. We got ta-ta for now.
All right.
What did you do that for?
That's the end of fan feedback. That's the noise we always play at the end of fan feedback.
Okay.
And then this is the noise we play when we board the plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Rehabilitated? Well, now let me see. You know, I don't have any idea what that means. I know what you think it means, Sonny. And to me, it's just a made-up word, a politician's word, Sonny. Young fellas like yourself can wear a suit and a tie and have a job. What do you really know? I'm sorry for what I did. There's not a day that goes by I don't feel regret. Not because I'm in here, because you think I should. I look back on the way I was then, a young stupid kid who committed that terrible crime. I want to talk to him. I want to try to talk some sense into him. Tell him the way things are, but I can't. That kid's long gone and this old man's all that's left. I gotta live with that. Rehabilitated? That's just a bullshit word. You go on and stamp your form, Sonny. Stop wasting my time. Because to tell you the truth, I don't give a shit.
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. Very good. And, you know, I take those little monologues from movies because I say, nothing I write can be better than what other people have written about what our show is about.
Sure. Right. Exactly.
So, like, I feel like I've done.
And
as
it's
much
less
as I
cocky
can.
too. Like you're not, you're being humble by writing.
By reading someone else's, yeah.
Thank
because
you.
if I read my own stuff, it's just like, listen to what I wrote. Ooh,
Right,
yeah.
this is snappy. I'm jerking myself off here.
No more of that. I'm going to read what someone else wrote about Flash Gordon. So
It's great. I loved it.
today we discussed the pilot episode of The Johnsons Are Home from the year of our Lord 1988. Great year.
That's a pretty darn good year. I was 13 years of age, so I hadn't had sex yet. I had kissed a girl, Becky Rainey.
Did you like it?
When I kissed a girl, yes, I loved it. She had freckles and red hair, and she had a pink sweatshirt that said "cool" across it, real big and black.
Was she cool?
No.
No.
Now, looking back at those pictures, I was like, whew, I had no standards.
Oh, shit.
All my life.
I pray for someone with a cool shirt.
She was cool.
All my life. You ever hear that song before?
No.
Oh, really? I think it's All for One, maybe?
Man, that's been a while. One for all, am I right?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 7.
Oh, good
7.
age. That's the lucky age.
Lucky number 7.
Rolling sevens, baby.
And I know how to read a little bit. I can go to the bathroom on my own. I can go outside and ride my bike, unsupervised, probably around
Really?
a little bit around the neighborhood, not too far.
Not too far.
I can't go out if I can't see my house anymore. No, I can't. That's
Right, because at this point you're 7. Your family doesn't own the whole block yet.
Right. You're talking about buying the back half of my dead end street that I live
Right.
on. Yeah. Oh boy, another clue to where I live. Add it up, folks. Where am I? Where in the world is me? 1988. We both look at back and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It seems like a while ago.
Yeah.
But the fact is we have to go there in our minds because that's when the pilot was made.
Right. We cannot look at this pilot from 1988 and go, "Oh, let's go ahead and judge it based on 2018."
No.
There's a huge difference in years.
A huge difference in years. Tons of things have happened since. New things, new people have been created and invented.
Almost like 30 years almost.
Yeah.
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 I mean, what have we had since then? 30 years ago. Band-Aids,
Yeah, Band-Aids have been, yeah.
peanut butter with jelly in the same jar.
I was going to say, I know peanut butter's been around for a while, but with both in the same jar, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What, you ever try that?
No.
It's called Goobers, isn't it?
Something like that.
It's unappealing, like visually, and then also audibly when you see Goobers.
Right.
When you hear Goobers, rather.
Yeah, so I mean, it's impossible for it would not be fair to the pilot if we judged it based on
No,
2018.
Not at all. Not even in the slightest. So we'll talk about things that happened in 1988, so we can put ourselves back there. It's only fair to the pilot,
Right.
And because obviously most of these pilots we watch aren't very good. That's why we're talking about them. Otherwise, if it had more than one episode, it would be a success in some factor.
We would never mention it.
Right. So we're trying to be as fair as possible.
Is Gordon spelled with an E-N or an O-N?
O-O-O-N.
Okay, thank you. I write it down right.
Canada Winter Olympics. This is the 15th? That can't be right. The 15th Winter Olympic Games?
Yeah, every 4 years.
Okay. They were held in Calgary, Canada from the February 13th to February 28th. Notable moments during these Olympics included the debut of the Jamaican bobsled team that inspired the film Cool Runnings.
Yes. Jamaica got a bobsled
John
team.
did.
A bobsled
Oh, yeah.
team.
Oh, yeah.
A bobsled team.
Oh, yep.
John Candy, right?
John Candy was Jamaican, which I did not realize.
No,
I always thought he was Canadian.
No, I think he was Canadian. This is what's weird about this whole movie is like, so they had the Winter Olympics in Canada.
Yeah.
John Candy was from Canada.
Yeah.
He started in a movie about the Jamaican bobsled team, but he wasn't Jamaican. He was Canadian. See how we put it all together?
Yeah. So okay, just one more time. John Candy, not Jamaican,
Correct.
but he was black.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's black as night.
Black as the night. Now, Cool Runnings is not a movie you have seen, is it?
I've seen that movie.
You have seen Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been very deceiving on the things you've seen.
No, not at all. I'm completely.
Okay.
Why would I lie?
I can't imagine what the benefit would
There'd
be.
be no reason to. The content wouldn't be good enough to lie about.
You'd have to be like a sociopath. You keeping this information like for your own entertainment and enjoyment.
Right.
Are you a sociopath?
No, I listen to a lot of serial killer and true crime podcasts.
Sure.
And they talk about, the different types of people that cause these kind of, do these kind of things. And I don't think I really necessarily. I think I come close on a couple of them, like almost falling into the category, but
Because
no.
you torture animals?
No, I don't torture. I love animals.
It's hard to self-diagnose, Blake, whether or not you...
I've never tortured an animal.
Okay.
That'd be rude.
That would be rude. It's also the self-taught Eddie the Eagle became the first British ski jumper to complete the event in 60 years.
I think there was a movie about him too.
I think there was.
Yeah,
Was
just
that,
recently.
Was that with Hugh Jackman?
I don't know.
It might
I
have
never
been-
saw it,
might
but
have
I
been
just
Hugh Jackman. Anyway, that is terrifying to me. Those huge jumps that the skiers do. I mean, we're talking like 40 feet in the air, maybe. That's crazy. That's crazy.
that is super crazy.
What are you doing?
I'm taking care of some flight arrangements for the next episode.
That better have been Louis Anderson.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
it wasn't. Okay. Australia celebrates its bicentennial.
Oh, Dee Dee, there you go.
Happy anniversary.
Happy. Oh, no. Speaking of happy anniversary, the day we're recording this which is 2 weeks ahead of time, happy anniversary to Dee Dee and Barb.
Dee Dee and Barb. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they got married like...
2 years ago?
No, it was quite a few years ago. They've been married a long time. So, yeah. Rock on. Rock out with their cock.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Love them. Love them. Big hugs to you Aussies over there.
I hope you celebrate in style. Have a roux steak, right?
A Rousseff Day?
No, a roux steak.
What's a kangaroo steak?
Yeah.
Do they eat kangaroo?
Sure, why not? I think it's their version.
Like a delicatessen? Like a really fancy meat is like a delicatessen?
No, I think it's like a delicate tessent. I only eat the most delicate of tessents. No, I think they're nuisance animals like deer. So I think it's probably maybe not taste wise, but as far as the type of animal, like on par with venison.
Okay, I got you.
So so maybe go get some
Delicatessen.
I like that.
And a Foster's. Cheers.
Hashtag delicatessen.
I don't know. Sometimes I think you're laughing at me, not with me.
You and I are playing a very bizarre mind game over these past 5 years, I think.
Wait till next week.
I
There's going to be even a bigger mind game next week.
Oh, boy, a little reason to tune in. Also in that same year, 34 people die in the Clapham rail crash. Clap hand. Delicate clap hand.
That sucks. People died. Where was it at?
Clapham.
That was a place?
I don't know.
I thought that maybe it was a railway.
You ever ride a train before?
Oh, I love riding the train. I've taken the train to New Orleans by myself.
What? How long did that take?
Oh, no. Here's the thing. I took the train to New Orleans, then a Greyhound bus back up to Tennessee to Montgomery, Alabama. Alabama.
Boy, what were you doing all that traveling for?
It's a long story. We don't have time for it. I also me and Molly took the train to Pennsylvania.
For Chrissy Fest?
Yeah, for Chrissy Fest. It was a long...
That's probably 4 or 5 years ago, huh?
Yeah, it was a long... There's no fast way to get there. But we've taken the train
you went up to Hamilton, right? So,
yeah, we've taken the train to Chicago a couple times. I love riding the train. You know what? Of all... Like, I've ridden in a plane. I've ridden in a bus. And I've ridden in a car. The train is the least stressful for me.
That's the life for you.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most least stressful because you can drink on it.
Yeah. The first time I did it was stressful because I thought every stop was going to be my stop and I was going to miss it. I was so scared. It was like I wasn't even in the right state, and I was like at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, this could be my stop, and if I miss it, I'm going to end up in Tahiti.
That wouldn't be bad.
Nah.
Why did we choose to watch? Now that we're safely back in 1980,
right? I'm in '88.
Great. Why did we choose to watch The Johnsons Are Home?
3 simple criteria. One, it had to be a failed pilot that never went to series. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant, but it had to be a one and done. Number 2, we had to be able to find it on the interwebs. Mm-hmm. Okay? We can't see it. We can't talk about it.
That's true.
And finally, it had to be free because love our Patreon supporters. Love them to death, but we're still not paying for it.
There are other costs involved.
Yeah, I would never pay for any of this show. I don't think there's been one in the 130 episodes we've done that I would pay to see.
What about the 100th episode?
Well, I paid $5 for that.
The Golden Girls?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. If you want to see The Johnsons Home, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcast or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or you can download the app for Daily Motion. Check out all the commotion.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Here we go.
Ooh, boy. You know what? After all these years, the vibrations, the power of the engine, it still gets me excited.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, there's DSJ. Back from his tour.
Looking good. I think he slept for like 24 straight hours when he got back. He was so drained, and him and Fukume just slept for 24 hours. But he's back, and for some reason Fukume is cleaning the pilot's lounge. naked. I don't understand it, but we'll talk about that some other time.
Okay,
It's
I
weird.
did not know that. I don't like that. Summary of the pilot. Off-the-wall family finds their version of domestic bliss in Minneapolis.
I usually rate summaries. I'm going to rate this now A, and I'm going to give that a D minus.
Yeah, I agree. That
It
sucks.
has nothing to do with anything we saw. It was just there was a word pun that they did, and it had nothing to do with it. They just wanted to fit it in.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that they were from Minneapolis until you said that.
Yeah, we got some more information on that in a minute for sure. I wouldn't call what they had bliss by any
no.
means.
If that's bliss,
Mm-hmm.
then I am living in heaven.
I think the wife was blissfully stupid.
Oh my God!
Are you ready for the end of that? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so
I-
excited to talk to you. I'm so excited to talk to you about interesting facts.
Interesting facts. Interesting facts.
Bup, 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 bup. Hey, guess what, guys? I saw the Johnsons are home. Blake saw the Johnsons are home. You at home?
Kevin Clark saw it.
Yeah. He'll have watched it. You can watch it too, and you can watch it from beginning to end. But there's a bunch of stuff you didn't see or know about, and that's where I come in.
Yep.
Ooh, buddy, I do extra work to make sure you get the full experience.
Yeah, you scour the internet and try to find interesting facts about these pilots that we watch. Now, the one thing I want to caution the listeners, interesting facts is just the name of the segment, okay? When you hear these facts, whether they're interesting or not, you can take it in and absorb it however you want, but you can't repel your opinions on other people.
Yeah, don't emote. Don't say anything.
Don't emoji
You're going to
anything.
taint someone else's experience. I like that. And don't do that because everyone deserves to receive these facts purely and natural.
Sure. But
So-
again, asterisk to that, just like Barry Bonds being the home run leader, if you have a four-legged friend, you can discuss these facts with them.
Sure, there are qualifiers in play, but just to be on the safe side, try not to move.
It's the Cupid rule.
Yeah,
It used to be
the Conrad rule.
the Conrad rule. Now it's the Cupid rule.
Yeah, hashtag Cupid rule. Release date, July 19th, 1988.
Right in the middle of summer.
Right, we know what that means.
Means
Written by legendary stand-up comedian Louis Anderson.
Louis. No, it's no. Stop. It's not that Louis. That's not. No. Stop. That's a bad Louis. Don't do. It's the cool. Jesus. You ever watch Baskets?
Louis, you're gonna die.
Louis Anderson from Baskets. He also had a cartoon back in the
Life
day.
with Louis on Fox.
Yes, and he was a stand-up comedian for a long time. Hilarious, wonderful guy. And if you've never seen Baskets, he's amazing in it.
Yeah. I always say that Louis C.K. was I was interested.
supposed to-
I can't say. Why can't I say his name?
Because
Because he's got his dick out. Who cares? Look, I like Louis C.K. I think he's funny. And he had the deal at FX to create some stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like Zach Galifianakis is going to be the star of one. I was like, oh, that's way better.
Right.
And then like I was watching it and I heard about Louis Anderson, and then he played a lady, and I was like, that's an odd choice. It turns out to be the best part of the program.
Oh, definitely.
It's the best part.
Yep.
Anyway,
I'm waiting for season 3 to come on to Hulu so I can watch it.
I'm waiting for it to be on a Russian streaming site illegally so I can see it.
Right on.
Part of the CBS Summer Playhouse. Now we know about that.
We've been there, done that.
This is a deep, cool, delicious, pure well.
Right. Here's what it is. CBS said, "Here, we got these projects. We don't know if they're going to go over or not, so we're going to put it out there in this summer playhouse. And if it gets good, a good traction to it, we might do something with it. If not, we're at least showing it, and we didn't completely lose our money."
Yeah, I agree. Stars Jeffrey Lewis as Andy Johnson Sr. You may know him from such projects as The Devil's Rejects, Maverick, and my favorite, The Chinaman's Choice, America's Other Slaves.
Wasn't he also in like Smoking the Bandit or something?
I don't know.
I
don't know the
seem
answer
to
to that.
remember him as a truck driver for something.
Okay, sure. Well,
The dad, right?
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah, you've seen him on a lot of stuff. I've seen him on other stuff too.
He's one of those guys who did like an episode, one or two episodes of a thing that you've probably
He's a little nerdy, but like a little rough. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? A little
He's
bit
also I think he's also dead.
oh, R.I.P.
It makes sense. It was 30 years ago, and he was probably in his early 50s there, right?
Yeah,
he's a
R.I.P.,
dead guy.
man.
It's all right. Yeah, rest in peace, sir. Also stars Lynn Milgram as Aura Johnson. You may know her from such shows as Santa Barbara, The Wonder Years, and DSJ's favorite television program, Life Goes On.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you is this her first time ever acting? And you just told me it's not. Wow. Okay, we'll talk about it later. This is interesting facts, but why do you keep looking away?
Why do you keep looking away? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the sign up on the thing.
What's it say?
It says on the air, but it helps me focus.
Okay.
But you keep looking over your shoulder like somebody's going to sneak
I feel
jump
like
above.
I feel like someone's coming into the cockpit here, and I'm not going to see.
There shouldn't be. If we're in the air and somebody comes into the cockpit,
The devil. It could be the devil.
Shit, I forgot about the devil. Fuck.
Never forget. Never forget about Satan.
I love Satan.
Louis Anderson himself says about the show, it's a television situation comedy he was working on with Sam Bobrick, and it's about a family from the Midwest. He says, we've got a pilot called The Johnsons Are Home. It's my family, although they're a little off-center. The characters are all trying to make it. The father has a hard time keeping a job. They don't have enough money to do all the things they want to do. This is not The Cosby Show. The thing I'm most excited about is that this family is more real than those on the air. And this is a 35-year-old Louis Anderson, I believe.
Wow.
At that time.
Okay.
So that's
Still a little green under the gills.
Mm-hmm. So he wrote this,
Yeah.
and from his mouth, this is what the show is about.
Sounds good.
Interesting facts over.
Nice. Good job. I appreciate your help.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. It's Doubtful Jason got some Twitter responses.
What type of country music would you? Because you know everything's at like categories, subgenres.
Sure.
Where would you put that?
Ooh, that's classic. That's classic country. That's back in Hank days and Ernest Tubb.
Ooh, I've never heard of Ernest Tubb or Hub.
Tubb. You never heard of Ernest Tubb?
No.
How about Chet Atkins?
Is that the guy who invented the diet?
No.
We say, what are we watching this week? And then I see who created that show. I see who wrote it, produced it, directed it, starred in it, and then I reach out to those people. Hopefully they're alive. And if they're alive, hopefully they're on Twitter, because that's where I reach at them from.
It's the easiest. It's the easiest way to reach at them.
From which I reach at them.
Right.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of people that were on Twitter that I could find. I think there's two people. And one of the two people we already mentioned is Louis Anderson.
Nice.
And Louis Anderson, I say, hey, greetings from Couch Pilots Podcast. We talk about TV shows that had only one episode. Next up for us is The Johnsons Are Home. We're excited to watch it, and we're wondering if you had any fun or interesting info you'd want to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. So Louis Anderson actually responded, and this is the biggest star that we've had?
I think you could safely say it's the biggest star that we've had.
Yeah. And then this is what he said. When are you doing The Johnsons Are Home? And then nothing. We did get back to him right away as you and I were actually together.
Yeah, we were driving, cruising down the 105.
The show was built on the back of his
Cruising
songs.
down the 105.
We were together when this came through, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll put something together when we get home." And you're like, "No, we gotta hit this while it's hot."
Sure.
And I was like, "That makes sense. Let's do it." So we responded to Louis Anderson right away, and we said, "Hey, anything you want to share? Thank you so much. We appreciate it." And then just like nothing, which is fine. That's happened to us before.
Right.
And then some guy last night, like late last night, I got a tweet and said, "What are you guys doing? Louis wants to talk to you." And I was like, what the fuck do you know, first of all? And then second of all, I said, hey, you know what, I tried to reach back to him, but who knows? Hopefully he gets back with us.
Right.
Hasn't as of the time of the recording. If he does later.
But we did get back to him. I mean, it went to him.
Yes. You sent it, and then today, a few hours before we recorded, I sent something again saying, hey, I don't mean to bother you.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, we'd love to either chat with you, or if you want to send us an email, that'd be awesome.
He's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy. I get it. I think he lives in Vegas. He probably performs there regularly at the casinos, and then he's got a TV show he does. So
right.
Yeah, he's a busy dude. I get it, but thank you.
But
Louis.
hey, just for him typing to us, that to me that's cool.
Yeah, well, that's, and like I said, probably easily the biggest celebrity we've had contact us. So that's pretty cool. Why do I have Knockabout as the commercial we're doing? We're not going to do that.
We don't have one.
All right.
You talked about Knockabout already. That's good enough.
That's good enough for him.
They're not paying us yet, so
Yeah, they're not paying us like Drunken Lullabies is.
Hey, this is The Voice. I'm here interrupting one of your favorite podcasts to tell you all about mine. If you're a fan of craft beer, independent music, pop culture, and laughing at inappropriate things, then you should check out Drunken Lullabies, brought to you by Distilled Brewery. New episodes are available on draft every Sunday, so you can spend the Sabbath getting tipsy along with us. We try beers, play songs, and laugh our asses off. So go on, indulge yourself, and become a part of Drunkamaniac Nation. And if craft beer and music aren't your thing, you can listen to Drunk at the Movies every Wednesday, brought to you by Iron Spike Brewing Company. Listen to me and my friends provide our own alcohol-fueled commentary tracks to some of our favorite movies, unedited and uncensored. You don't have to be drunk to enjoy these movies, but it doesn't hurt. Until next time, this is The Voice saying, may your music be loud, and may your beers be cold.
He interviewed the band that did his theme music at Flogging Molly, a fairly popular, Irish punk band. Do you know, did they play that Drunken Lullabies theme song at the live show that he did an interview with them?
I believe so. I believe so.
That's pretty cool. So meta.
Oh, meta out that ass.
Meta world. The Johnsons Are Home is a half hour, so like 23-minute, sitcom-style program for which we will break down right now in varying degrees of detail.
Right. Started off just like every sitcom in the 80s. Got that sweet, sweet saxophone intro music, baby. They show video clips of all the actors, and it shows their names. So starring blah 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 blah.
You got some panning shots of like the city, and then
and I didn't know it was Minneapolis, Minnesota. Who's ever been there?
Well, the reason I thought I had read it when I did the summary, but it also makes sense because Louis Anderson is from Minneapolis.
All right.
He got his start there in stand-up.
But they don't mention it at all.
They don't.
No.
So that's, again, a strike against the summary. Like you said, it's a big fat D-.
So the father is Andy, and the son is Andrew.
Yeah, so you got Andrew Sr. and Andrew Jr., but Andy and Andrew.
So it's going to be... So let's just, me and you agree, we'll call the dad Andy, call the kid Andrew.
Perfect.
All right? We don't want to get the listeners confused. So Andy is at the breakfast table looking at the newspaper, and he's talking about the trouble in the Middle East.
Yeah, they're talking about foreigners taking jobs and stuff. I right away, between him saying that and the wife having like a high-pitched voice, I immediately think, oh, this is the new All in the Family.
Okay.
Because Archie Bunker was...
He thought he knew everything.
And he was a bigot.
Yeah.
And the wife had that dumb, oh, Archie kind of voice.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
That was very good.
I was working on it all night.
That was great.
I was working on it all night. They're in the kitchen. He's doing this. They're talking about the Middle East. So why is there so much trouble over there? And she's like, they don't have any hot water in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They probably do.
I'm
leave
sure.
Water outside.
Why would they not have it in the Middle East?
There's no reason why they wouldn't. So she's got this high-pitched voice, and she comes off as dumb for sure. And then Andrew, the son, comes down, and they're all having breakfast. And his dad continues to be grumpy, building his character as this kind of old grump. And he says, I can't find an American name on a product anywhere.
Right.
Anyway. And then they start talking about, like, they say the dad had followed his daughter on a date that she had?
Yeah, it was creepy, kind of weird.
He like popped out of the bushes or something?
Yeah, and he's like, I wouldn't have gotten caught, but the dog scared me or something like that.
Some of these odd details you have to wonder, was this like verbatim taken out of Louis Anderson's life?
Could be.
He wrote a book. It might be in there. Who knows? So then Aunt Luna comes, Lunar.
Yeah.
She comes in, and she's wearing like this really like fanciful... It's pajamas, or what is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's just, there's some women that, like, in their 40s and 50s, they wear very flowing outfits, and they, they're done up, even though they're not going anywhere. It's the quintessential aunt costume.
Yeah. And she's a bitch, too.
Oh, yeah, she's a bitch.
Not your aunt, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't have any aunts, but that's okay.
You have no aunts at all?
No.
None to speak of?
Huh.
But this lady is a bitch for
Yeah,
sure.
she does not like Andy at all.
No, she insults him.
and that's Aura's sister. And
Is a sister? I think it's her aunt, right?
oh, okay. So
yeah.
it would be Andrew's great aunt.
Andrew's great aunt.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. I want
She came to live because her husband has passed away, and yeah, and so then Andrew comes in. Are we talking
We
about
already did
the half? No, we're talking Andrew coming in.
the son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the half-hour lunch. Did we already do that?
No,
Okay,
it's coming up.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
My notes are really hard to read.
The Lunar and Andy don't like each other, and he's like, "Oh, we let you stay here." And he's like, "No, my social security check's letting me stay here." So she's paying to live with them.
Sure.
But because I think she's older. So if she has any kids, we didn't talk about it. That we don't know. They're not around because she's too old, and then the husband's dead, so she's by herself. So she moves in with the Johnsons.
Definitely.
Here is when the daughter comes down the stairs, and she is wearing suspenders.
Yeah, and it's Mary.
It is Mary, and we find out later that she's 15, but I like her here, and that is upsetting to me.
She's older than.
I hope to God.
God, I hope she's older.
Oh, because you have a similar thought.
No. I just, for your sake, because I don't want the feds to come.
That's fine. You know what? Let them come.
Let those feds come. Hashtag let them feds come.
But she's cute. She actually reminds me of a girl I used to have a crush on. The son, during their conversation, they find out the son is out of high school, and he's working at a repair shop till he figures out what he wants to do with college.
Right. And he's discussing, his mom is discussing what she's making him for lunch, and it comes up that he only gets a half hour for lunch.
Right.
So he tries to eat a bunch. He's like trying to eat beforehand or something, and he's like, I only have a half hour for lunch. And so his dad's like, what do you mean? You deserve have an hour lunch break paid.
Yeah. Yeah, so Andy's really kind of trying to give his boy what he thinks is the right advice about, stand up for what you believe in, stand up for workers' rights, tell your boss I want an hour for lunch, and then he's like, give the boy 3 sandwiches. And he's like, I already did it. So it's like it was a difference between 2 and 3 sandwiches based on the amount of time he had to eat.
Right.
So it says then he's like, I work at the box factory. When the old man who runs the joint dies, I'm poised to be the box king of Minnesota.
Right.
So he did say Minnesota here.
Okay.
But they didn't say Minneapolis.
And also, this is where I start to realize how dumb Aura, his wife, seems to be.
Yeah.
Her voice it's frail. Everything about her is frail.
I know a lady now, not very well, but I know a lady who's
How well do you know her?
not very well. And she's I think she's probably early to mid 20s, but she talks like a 2-year-old.
Ugh.
But not like she's not mentally retarded. I think she's slow. But you just got to wonder, people who talk like that, and like Aura from this TV show, there's something weird happened to them, right? Something weird happened to where someone hit pause somewhere in their life, and they're just stuck there.
Definitely. And again, he works at the box factory. Been working there for 3 years.
Yeah. Lunar kind of says, you know what, you're a loser. You're working at a box factory, you can't hold down a job. 3 years is the longest you've ever had one. You're kind of a loser, Andy.
Right.
And all she's doing is walking around drinking mimosas,
Oh, yeah, she doesn't care. She doesn't care in the world. So Andy has decided that not only is he telling his son to ask his boss for an hour lunch, he's going to tell his boss he's going to give that 1 hour.
And you know what? It never comes up while he's talking directly to his son that his lunch is only a half hour too.
Right.
So he kind of says that after Andrew leaves for the day to go to work. And then we go to Andrew's work.
Yeah, before that, some more sweet, sweet saxophone.
It's a repair shop. I don't know if it's just electronics in general.
No, it's just
or
repair
what.
whatever you have that's broken. Back in the day, you could just take it to a shop, and they just seem to know how to fix everything because everything was so basic back then.
This woman she's a character actor. You recognize her.
Yeah, I definitely recognize her.
Her name is Billy Bird, and she's been around the Billy block.
And I think we've seen some other pilots that she's been in.
Was she the old woman
That lived in a shoe? Yes.
who lived in King of the Building with Jerry Lewis, or not Jerry Lewis, Richard Lewis?
Yeah,
Was that her?
Yeah, it was the. Yeah, you're exactly right. High five that shit.
Nice. She goes in there. She's like, "Hey, I need my hair dryer repaired." It's one of those big dome ones you find on the back of like a salon.
Right.
And then she's like emphasizing that she's a Mrs. to Andrew, who's deeply
she's
her
a Ms.
junior. I'm sorry, a Ms.
Yeah. She's had the hairdryer for 18 years. She's like, it would be cheaper if you just bought a new one. She's like, no, I want this one fixed.
She wants to get busy with Andrew.
Oh, she wants to get busy in a Burger King bathroom.
This woman is 68 if she's a day, and Andrew is 22 if he's a day.
Yeah.
And she wants to get down with him, and he doesn't really pick up on it, but he's like, that old lady's acting weird.
Right.
You know, he does one of those numbers.
Mr. Finley is the one that owns the repair shop, correct?
Yes, and he says, hey, Mr. Finley, I want to talk to you about having a 1 hour lunch. So Mr. Finley sits down, and he's like, okay, let me hear what you have to say. And
sure.
it fades out from that scene, and it goes back to the house.
At least his boss was like, here, give me some reasons why I should listen to you about it.
Sure. So we go back at the house. Aunt Lunar is kind of reminiscing about her dead husband. There's like a 5 to 10 second period where it gets kind of sad.
Oh yeah, a little bit. She says how she keeps waiting through the windows to see him come home or something like that.
He's carrying something goofy when she says that he's waiting to see him come home, but still, that positing that image is sad.
It's not goofy what she envisions him carrying.
Oh, what was I thought it was because the audience laughed. I thought
it's a goddamn bowling ball. There's nothing goofy about it, baby.
My mistake. I take that back indefinitely. So Aura's listening to her sad story and so you know what, Lunar. Aura and Lunar, that's some weird fucking names. And again, and maybe they're Louis' real family's names. I don't know. But anyway, she says, you know what? You always have a place here with us. You can always stay here with the Johnson family.
Right.
And so then Andy comes home for lunch, and he says,
the dog's barking.
Yeah.
After he has a beef with this little bitty dog that lives across the street.
he has to throw bunt cake at it to get by him or something.
Right.
But it's a little toy poodle.
Right.
This guy's a bitch. Don't you think?
I would say so.
Andy is a bitch. He comes off. He's just a grumpy piece of shit.
Yeah, he sticks his chest out at home because he can boss everybody around at home. But as soon as he walks out the door, he's got his tail between his legs.
You're absolutely right.
Comes home. Come to find out, he said to his boss, "Hey, here's an ultimatum. I want a paid hour for lunch." The boss fires him. He gone.
He's gone. That's what he gets for fighting for an hour lunch. Aura seems to be a bit of a punching bag.
Oh yeah,
because she's not really asking for it. She says dumb things to Andy, but Andy always takes jabs back at her. She just takes it, and she's like, "I'm willing to take the blame for you being fired." Like, what the?
Right. I think she was being condescending.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? Aura's smart enough to be condescending?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Luna. I'm sorry.
No. Aura.
She takes the brunt of everything, just like a wife should.
She's the kind of woman who you could beat and get away with it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, man, that's not cool. Andrew comes home, and he also got fired because he asked for an hour lunch.
This plan totally backfired.
So now neither one of the breadwinners have a job.
And Aura says to her husband, she's like, "This isn't the first time you've been out of a job, and it won't be the last." So
right,
kind of. Not having confidence in him, but using no tact and being stupid. Anyway, Lunar and Andy fight it out a little bit, and then the boys eat their lunch together on the couch.
Right. Meanwhile, Mary, at some point in the breakfast, they were talking about the hospital and babies getting switched, or she saw it on TV.
Someone saw it on TV or read a newspaper.
So the next scene is Mary going to the hospital, and because she thinks that she was switched, because there's no way that she could be related to these idiotic people. Makes sense, right?
She's pissed at her dad for having jumped out on her date. And so she's trying to say, hey, you know what? 10 years ago, babies got switched, and they found out about 10 years later. I was born 15 years ago. Maybe that. And then I feel weird that I find out she's only 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
that's where it goes bloop.
Womp, womp, womp.
Aura says that they can live on love, hope, and coupons.
Oh, is that... Wouldn't she say that?
The next scene here.
Okay. Yes, yeah. And Mary calls home, too. She says, I found my real family. I'm going to go meet them after school.
Yeah.
And that's pretty... This is a very weak B storyline. It's pretty ridiculous. And I got to wonder, because when she says that, I feel like she confirmed that she had been switched.
Right.
And then it makes me think, how many goddamn babies are switched at this hospital?
Yeah, this is just out of hand.
So Lunar then is joking about her and Aura getting jobs as a way to emasculate the men.
Don't you hate when women emasculate you?
I hate that.
Andy decides he's going to go to the Mitsubishi, But he doesn't say Mitsubishi. He says something else. He says
Transmishi.
yeah, it's Transmishi or something like that company, and he's going to get a job because they would. There's no reason why they wouldn't hire him because of all his experience and how great he is, right?
Absolutely. Well, at least compared to what he said about himself.
Right.
The next scene, you have Mary meeting Buffy Heatherton or Heatherton in the park, and I don't know how she got her information.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go up to a hospital and say, "Hey, I need this address for this person."
Right. But she said, I asked you to the park here, which is an odd request. I want to get to know you and your family.
At the park, little girl.
And she's like, she's like asking questions about their family. It's like, describe your financial situation. She's really
Right.
kind of getting into
Sure.
what would benefit me if this were to be the case.
Ends up Buffy's from a rich family, and she's like, "Oh, this is nice. This is going to work out for me."
Then you have the next scene. The poodle is going crazy again when Andy gets home from his interview with the foreign Transmishi company. And then Andrew comes home, and he says, I just got a job with shipping and receiving. And he said, you know what? I don't have any experience, but I'll work over my lunch break. So completely like going backwards.
The opposite, yeah. And so they hire Andrew and not Andy.
They didn't realize they were interviewing for the same job.
Right.
And they told Andy, it's like, hey, you know what? You're overqualified. You could be the CEO. And they said that just to get rid of him.
Right.
But man, that guy's a dope. Anyway, Mary arrives home with Buffy, and she introduces her to her quote unquote new family.
Hey, did you pick this up that Andrew was going to be making $6 an hour, and they were all excited about $6 an hour?
I did pick that up. Yeah.
If somebody said right now, offered you $6 an hour for a job, you'd tell them to go fuck themselves.
I would take it because I know it's illegal, and then I could sue them.
Oh, high five that shit.
Nice. So they while she's introducing it to the family, the whole family like takes turns, kind of like giving their thoughts on the meaning of life.
Right. They say that it's life is like a poem, and one goes life's like baseball, and then one's like life's like a movie. It's I don't know.
It's dumb, but at the same time, nothing is more clearly defining each character.
Right. How opposite they really are.
So Mom then reassures Mary. It's like, you weren't switched at birth. You weren't. We've got proof positive you weren't.
Because you were premature, and then you stayed in the hospital for an extra month.
Buffy's like, you know what? I knew I wasn't switched. I just want to see what kind of family would think this is possible or allow this scenario to even come up. I'm going to leave now. And she looks like 1980s Taylor Swift.
A little bit, yeah. Phone rings, and it's the box factory, and they're offering Andy his job back. And he's like, yeah, I'll come back for so-and-so more an hour and hour lunch break. And they're like, okay, well, how about $5 an hour and a half-hour lunch break? Okay, I'll be there Wednesday.
See ya. Basically, he gets his job back because the new guy didn't work out because they'd already hired a new fella. And the when he gets his job back, and obviously this is a 1980s sitcom, so you got a laugh track. But did you notice that when he says, I got my job back, that the audience very hesitantly claps?
Oh, I missed that.
It's a very awkward, I guess.
Right.
I guess good job.
I guess this is where we wrap it up.
Back in your shithole job. Anyway, Andy gives a kind of a quote-unquote big speech to end the show, but halfway through it, he forgets what he's talking about.
Yep.
And that's the end.
Yep.
Tonight, the Democratic Convention continues with Dan
watched
Rather.
I watched it till the end. I knew you were going to be proud of me. I wrote Democratic Convention.
Okay, you have any other notes on that? I'll let you take it. Okay. Because it continues with Dan Rather for live coverage, CBS correspondence with Walter Cronkite. That's 2 times Dan Rather has come up in this episode, but only the first time for Turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Louis Anderson, probably at the height of his stand-up comedy power.
You think so?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
I thought the height of his power would have been in his 40s.
I'd say late 80s, which this was, maybe to the early 90s.
Okay. All right.
Honestly, Louis Anderson was not relevant for a long time until recently when he did this basket show.
Right.
There was a big dormant period where he was probably on the small circuit.
Because he was really hot during the comedy boom in the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is part of it. I think this is probably him at his peak where he's like, you know what, put something together. And it makes sense that he did something about his life because a lot of stand-up comedians end up making sitcoms about their life.
Correct.
And that's what he did. Something about Louis' life did not translate to a half-hour comedy. What went wrong here?
Turbulence.
Absolutely, Turbulence went wrong.
I I thought the actors, besides the aunt, none of the other actors really fit what were interesting. Aura was just it was difficult to even listen to her talk or watch her. She's so timid.
She's so timid?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Aura.
Yeah.
I got them confused now.
Yeah.
I was thinking Lunar. Okay,
No.
I got them confused too.
No, Lunar Eclipse was the only one that I thought was perfect for her role.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody else was a little lackluster. It didn't seem like there was any emotion behind anything. It to me, it was just like they were reading their lines. I really didn't get any kind of emotion out of it.
The son was almost like too perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
Very robotic.
Yeah, maybe so.
Would you consider him robotic at times?
And the 15-year-old was too cute to be 15.
Yeah.
And then the mom was a fun character because she was so dumb.
Ugh.
I just don't. I don't know. As much as he says he felt like it was a real attempt at at sitcom life, it was just
It
kind
seemed bland. It seemed vanilla,
of
right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Louis, but whatever he had in his mind that he put on paper didn't translate onto the screen
Right.
or television set. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and for being a bunch of losers, they sure had a big house too. Yeah, I don't know.
But look at me.
You got a big
I'm a
house.
loser and I got a big house.
That's true. Damn it.
I mean, it's not a big house, but it's a bigger house than I have ever had.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. There were parts of this. I think with these actors, it could be funny. I just don't know that this was a very good story for this episode.
Okay.
Or, I don't know.
Not a way to introduce everybody.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe it was a bad introduction. I don't know. Something about it wasn't great. The laugh track sucks, but it's a par for the time. What are you going to do? If you improved it sounds like what you want to do is do a lot of recasting.
I want to recast it. I want to do some more tweaks to the script. Make it pop. It's not popping at all. It was very vanilla, and I don't know if
People are just going through the motions. like you
right.
said.
And I think that was more the actors than it was the script.
Okay. Yeah, you might be right.
Blame it on the actors who
Yeah,
made the spy
yeah.
pilot fail.
Final Descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
The thing about this show is plane go up, plane go down,
Right. You get it up.
and then you do everything in the middle.
Yeah, and then you bring it back down.
And then we're bringing it down now. This is the final descent. This is people around the world.
Around the world. Around the world.
Pop and lock.
I love how we've been doing this for so long that I didn't even have to tip you off. You just paused because you knew I was going to sing that song.
I wanted you to sing that song, and I also wanted to pop and lock.
You know what? I love the way you pop and lock.
I love the way you sing a song. We always say, who has seen this show? What did they think? Critics, viewers, aggregate websites. Turns out, nothing, nowhere, ever, forever. This is one of those ghost of a pilot situations where it snuck in the back door, and while you weren't looking, it took a piece of pie, and it went right back out the back door. We never saw it. And you come in the kitchen and say, who took the piece of pie?
Come on, pie guy.
Come on, pie guy.
I'm not your pie guy.
No one knows about this. No one saw it.
Wow.
Not even the minimum of 5 ratings on IMDb doesn't exist.
That's why we're doing this one. That's why you chose this one, is because you have to get it out to the masses.
Yeah, that'd be good. If people who listen to the show went to IMDb, created an account if they didn't have one, posted a rating, and then said, hey, thanks, Couch Pilots, bada bing, bada boom. And
That would be realest guy in the room.
and wouldn't it be funny? Like, to go back there and look at it and say, all of a sudden, the Johnsons at our home has a rating.
Right, and they're going to be calling Louie up and saying, hey, we need another episode. We need a reboot.
We need to resurrect that one man from the crypt and have him do it. But that's it. No one's talking about it. Again, you and I are talking about it. Now, you and I are rated.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Bing bong.
Bing bong, your favorite part.
Bing bong. I love it. I love when that noise happens. 1 is the worst, 7 is the best. That's our rating scale.
Okay.
We said, what's the best show that ever was?
Wings.
And then we said, how many characters are in Wings?
7.
And then each one of those characters represents a part of the grading scale.
That's it.
It's easy. It's so genius.
It's so genius that it's easy. Yeah, I get you.
1 is the worst one you're going to get, all the way to number 7. It's Roy Biggins on the bottom, Brian Hackett on the top, Captain Philip Rest Assure. I turn my entire body to face you directly. How do you rate The Johnsons Are Home?
Man, I tell you what, this one was difficult. First of all, it was difficult because Daily Motion made me watch 15 Facebook ads.
I'm not having this trouble. I don't know what your issue is.
I have Android, maybe. I don't know.
But so, I don't know. You downloaded the app for Daily Motion?
Yeah, I check out all the commotion.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? You tell me to do it every other time. Love Louis Anderson. It was very vanilla. I did not like the actors. I liked the aunt. I like the dog.
Tricky.
I'm giving it a 3.
Giving it a 3.
I want to go worse, but I can't. But I mean, there was something there, but it just, you'd have to really buff that fucking piece of coal.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give this a 2. I didn't really like it, but boom, boom, boom. Crush on a 15-year-old bump, the creepiest bump there is. I'm giving it a 3.
All right.
She could have been 15.
She was 20.
I hope she was 20, but she does remind me of a girl I had a crush on. So give it a number 3.
Okay.
We match at 3, and with those horrible ratings, we close the book on The Johnsons Are Home, and we'll never mention that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Doctor Strange. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A psychiatrist becomes the new sorcerer supreme of Earth in order to battle an evil sorceress from the past.
Is this the Marvel guy? The Strange?
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Is this going to be one of those nerdy episodes where you nerd out the whole time?
First of all, don't wink at me. Second of all, it's up to you. We're going to have a guest on the next episode. It'll be up to you on whether or not you can help kind of dilute the nerd waters.
Unnerdify this episode?
Everyone knows you're such a cool dude. That's the only thing that can counteract a bunch of nerds, right? You can find the entire episode of Doctor Strange by subscribing to Couch Pilots in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, minus SoundCloud, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or download the app for Daily Motion and check out all the commotion. Bing bong!
All done.
Bing bong, all done.
Nope. We have contact information real quick. CouchPilotspodcast.com. That's the hub of the universe right there. Make that your homepage. You can listen to any of our episodes. You can also email us from there. Our dial-in number is on there as well. And links to our social media. Everything you need to know, everywhere you got to go, CouchPilotspodcast.com.
The next episode is fat stacked with voicemails. We love voicemails.
That's one of our favorite parts of the show.
Call us up.
The number is 910-PILOTS-1, and that can be easily decoded into...
Do you ever think you'll learn what that is?
No, I won't even try. I will not even try.
What about writing it down so you don't have to memorize it?
Nope.
Just look at it?
I will not even try. I just, after 130 episodes, I just memorized 910-PILOTS-1, and I made the number.
910-745-6871. Use your touch tone phone.
Yeah, it's free of charge. I mean, it's not like we're trying to loop you into getting $10 off of you because of like a 1-900 number.
When you call before you leave a message, do you have to put in your social security number? Sure. But we're not going to do anything with it. We just want to have it.
Right. Just we want to keep it safe.
Yeah, we're doing you a service. Right. You should be paying us to hold
Trump's
on to
president, for Christ's sake. Give us your social security number.
We're also on Patreon. There's a handful of people that say Couch Pilots is good enough for me to give them money, and we appreciate it because while the show is free, there are a lot of things that we do related to the program that are not free.
Right.
So that helps with that, and we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, very much so. Patreon.com/CouchPilots. We have 4 different tiers of rewards.
Go
you
check
can get.
them out. There's some really cool stuff in there.
If you donated money, you're not just donating money; it's just we're giving you something back. And there are a couple of very great tiers on there that nobody's taken advantage of yet. Just remember, folks, you don't have to do the same amount every month.
Yes. Okay. Say this month you're like, oh, my taxes came back. I want to give Couch Pilots $1,500 in cash.
Sure.
Just fine. Go ahead. It doesn't have to be $1,500 next month. Maybe it's $1,200 next month. I don't know.
Yeah. So go to patreon.com/couchpods. Check out the tiers, and if any of them interest you, go ahead and subscribe. Or donate. We appreciate every penny.
We're at the
$1 or $15,000.
Preferably $15,000, but we'll take either. We're at the end of the show. Fan feedback earlier. Dee Dee says, "Ring ring. I'm here in Australia. I feel good. Captain, rest assured you're giving me a message of positivity." Philip, do you have anything you want to say to the fans, the frequent flyers, before we go today?
Yeah, I do. I try to get messages of positivity, is what you said earlier, and this one's kind of. It's one of those things that you should do every day, but sometimes dramatic things that happen in people's life remind you of the simple things that you need to do.
Change your underwear.
Very much so. Always change your underwear. But also, hug your family. Hug your pets. Right? Our boy, Adam Z, had a rough week this week. Right?
Did he?
Lost a grandparent. Lost a cat.
Oh, did he really?
Within like 2 or 3 days.
I didn't know that.
So, first of all, Adam, we're thinking about you. Second of all, tell somebody you love that you love them. Right?
Clock's ticking for everyone.
Right. That dog wants an extra treat, even though it's been a pain in the ass. So, like, give it that extra treat.
Even though it's got canine diabetes, give that dog an extra treat.
Thank
right?
you. That's all I got, buddy.
And you know what? This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bon voyage.
Bye-bye. Ding bong.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing